2020, the city of Springfield reported 0 school-based arrests. What was so shocking about that is that there was a viral moment of an officer slamming a young man into a locker and arresting him, and a public record request revealed nearly 50 school-based arrests. Boston reported 6 school-based arrests, and yet in a public record request to the Globe, it was well over 100. So the school-to-prison pipeline is a disproportionate tendency of young people, far too often from low-income backgrounds, far too often young people of color, far too often young people with disabilities, to find themselves either repeatedly excluded from school or being arrested in school, and therefore either directly or indirectly entering into the legal system. Students who are suspended during the term of that exclusion are twice as likely to end up getting into trouble and entering the legal system during that period of time. And that increased likelihood applies to kids who have been in trouble before, as well as kids who haven't been in trouble before.
The history of my 58 years, and it really has not changed. They went from taking the shackles off our neck to putting them on the young kids' ankles.
I was a dean additional assistant, and I also ran a unit for a couple of years at a high school. They just put school police officers in buildings that's because they got to fill the job. And a lot of times they'll have a predominant white school officer at a predominant black school. And that don't work well, because when a kid get in trouble, all anybody see is a white man arresting a black kid again.
Talk to the police. Like the environment I grew up, we don't really talk to them. So it's like I wouldn't really like get along with them and stuff. So it's like there's no point in being friends with them if knowing they could just take my freedom away. Started to count my first charge. Me being in DYS longer was like 15, going on 16. When I did 18 months. So when I came home, I didn't really care, because it's like, I'm going back to DYS. That's not in 4 months. I can do 4 months, come home, do the same thing again.
The importance of deconstructing the school-to-prison pipeline, and that's educational continuity. And if you disrupt that, you're disrupting what people need for positive youth development. You're disconnecting somebody from the socially connective tissue they need for healthy development.
I was young. It was like my freedom's getting taken away. It's like slavery. You're telling me what to do. I follow curfew, follow expectations, certain things, and it kind of made me mad, because it's like, I got a job. Like, I got to feed my mom, my brother, sister. I got to help my mom pay bills and stuff like that.
You're like looking at this, like, oh my God, and when you turn your head.
You have superintendents who swear that they're law and order, but you're not following the law to do your part in actually backing up your anecdotes with the data. How can local school committees and city councils make decisions that involve millions of dollars without the data to firmly establish what is and isn't happening? How many arrests? How often are officers arresting? What are they arresting for? Nearly half of our suspensions in Massachusetts are for nonviolent, non-criminal, non-drug related offenses.
All of a sudden, as a judge, I was hearing cases involving crimes like disturbing the school assembly. What's that? That's like a child being a child. That's like criminalizing adolescence, criminalizing normative childhood behavior.
Every kid that gets angry and yells out in frustration, that should not be a juvenile court case. Every kid who gets into a shoving match in gym class should not be a school-based arrest. Is it good? No. Should there be some sanction? Yes. Does it need to give that kid a record that will stick with them? No.
They were segregated and separated, and the message that was being sent to them was, you're not going on after high school. Many of these students, understandably, dropped out. Many were arrested in school. And this kind of labeling and othering was disturbing then, and it's more disturbing now because it's been persistent. When I was a public defender, I represented 5 adolescents who committed murder. Those cases belong in court.
Now with police officers in schools, those lead to arrest in school and young people being pushed into the system, which has disastrous results for those students' futures.
Racism was terrible back then. Probably got chased from 5 years old to 9, probably ran every day of my life. When I learned how to fight and started beating them up, they started taking me to court. So in the 70s, as a child getting court cases back then, in and out of jail most of my life, I say my best qualities was playing football and fighting. I could do both real good. I had scouts looking at me at BC, UMass. Ended up getting shot when I was 18, shot in the neck, shot and paralyzed. School was great as long as I played football. But outside of football, nobody cared. You know what I mean?
Where do you think the kids you met in DYS now, how do you think they're doing?
To be honest, some of them went back, some of them went big boys, some of them died.
We need to embrace restorative justice. We need to embrace peer mediation. We need to greatly increase the pipeline of social workers, school counselors, in particular adjustment counselors who can deal with mental health concerns in our schools, because those are a support for young people, but they're also a support for teachers.
TW, my friend put me on. I came in one time, 2020. I had to change a lot of things because like I'm a father now. It's like I'm not a little boy, I'm a grown man. And I got a responsibility out here. So it's like, I gotta focus up. I gotta do what's right. I gotta do what's right for my son.
I got my GED in jail. I wasn't leaving without it. I did everything I could to be different when I came home. I had 2 grandchildren, plus I was getting older. I didn't grow up young in the street. I grew up young and old in prison. I mean, so I had to, something had to change, and it wasn't the world.
No matter how much the idea of punish may work, it doesn't make kids better. It simply doesn't. And that track and pathway to dropout proves it.